Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk about a camera which is a very old model, but for beginners who are entering into vlogging, creating their own YouTube channels, I think this is a wonderful camera to start with. It's very simple, it's just aim and shoot kind of camera, but it's got some lovely features, and I'm going to unbox and show you the camera. It is the Canon G7X Mark II. And this is the new pack it comes in. So let's unpack this and see what it contains, and after that I'll test the camera and then I'll give you my final verdict. So let's look at the box. Let's open this up and see what it contains. We'll keep the contents out and then we'll have a look at it. Right, so here's the camera in its original box. Here's the beauty we're talking about. This is the Canon G7X Mark II that we're going to examine. It feels very light. First of all, it's easy to carry around. It's easy to shoot with one hand if you want to. It has quite a rugged body, and there is a place here where you can actually hold the camera very comfortably and shoot with one hand if you have to. And of course it's got the standard slot here where you can screw the tripod or the Gorilla Pod. I think I'll have to charge the battery first. You have the power switch here. Let's see where the battery can be inserted. This is just at the bottom of the camera you have the little door that helps open up and insert the battery. So we'll have to put the battery in here, charge it, and then we'll have to look at all the other features of this camera. So it clicks in when you insert it, and then just close the flap and then just push this lock in back here, and you have the power switch right here. Yeah, it comes with a little nice cling sound, a bell sound, just to show that it's switched on. So you can see the display screen here, and the screen itself is one of the convenient features of this camera because it can flip in different directions. It can open up. You can use this to actually rest your camera. You can actually flip it right up to view what you're shooting. So if you are holding it yourself, you can actually see your face and talk into the camera, so you know how you're positioning the camera. And if you are keeping it stationary and shooting something, then you can actually get a feedback on how your video looks. So that's one of the features here. I'd probably say that this is very convenient, but the only drawback of this kind of arrangement is it doesn't open to the side. It can't open this way horizontally. It will have to open vertically up. That's one of the things here. Let's go ahead and set this up. Use the features to set the time, the date, and all the other language and all of the other settings, and then we'll get back to see the other features. Let's look at the last item in this box here. Let me keep this down here just to show you this. So this pack comes with a Gorilla Pod, which is an extremely useful thing to carry, particularly when you're out there all by yourself, taking slow shutter speed shots, or having to set the camera up to demonstrate something or show something, this is very useful. So let's, I'm sure many of you would have actually seen this. There's nothing new about it, but the fact that it comes with the pack makes it an attractive offer. So two important things that come with this. One is the memory card and the other is the Gorilla Pod. So this is great. It's a very good, nice, sturdy model that can actually cling on to pretty much anything. It can also serve as a tripod. You just have to place it out here like this. It's pretty much a useful gadget that you can use, and the camera actually comfortably sits into the slot here. All we need to do is just screw this on, and there you have it. Ideal for taking group photographs or comfortable selfies or anything else that you want to do with this. This is great. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I have my Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II here. I have a Canon 100mm macro lens here, and I'm going to use this with the Canon 70D to take a close-up shot of some berries that I picked from the garden. I know it's not a fair comparison because this lens itself is more expensive than this camera, and but what we're trying to do here is to see how good this little fellow is when in comparison to a professional kit, given the same conditions. So the light is not bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad. Let's set up and see how this looks. I have my subject ready here. There's some berries that I picked from the garden, and let's see how these photographs compare. Okay, so here's what I have done. I have taken a close-up shot of the berries using the Canon G7X, which is on your left, and that's a JPG file. And on the right you can see a similar picture I've taken using the Canon 70D and the 100mm Canon macro lens. Apparently this one looks a bit brighter, the Canon shot. It doesn't look inferior by any standards comparing to the Canon 70D and the macro lens. And the settings are exactly the same. I've used the shutter speed of 1/100th of a second. I've used the same aperture. I've used the same white balance settings, although apparently looks a bit different here. But let's analyze the photograph a little bit more in detail. So I'm going to enlarge the shot taken by the G7X to check the sharpness here. Remember, I've used the same ISO settings, so it shouldn't be different in the two cameras. So I can enlarge it here, and I can then compare an enlarged picture of the Canon SLR and the macro lens. So let's see how this fares. I'll readjust the picture here. Yeah. So you can see the difference here when I increase the magnification. Bear in mind, if you see the percentage here, this is a 417% digital magnification enlargement I've done. This is just 83%, but you can see the difference in terms of the sharpness of the picture compared to the GX7. Obviously this is expected. This is a CR2 file, and there's certainly scope to process this in using one of the softwares like Photoshop, so I can get a better clarity on this if I process it. However, the key difference here is that when I enlarge the picture, there is a difference in the clarity, and that's definitely understandable, and you can't expect the comparison to be exactly the same. However, the point is, if I bring it back to its original size, the G7X certainly provides a very decent picture, as you can see here. It's certainly good for taking pictures that is required for social media, or a decent enlarged size compared to the SLR. So I'd say it's not a bad performance at all for the small camera, and I think it's certainly good, not just for the landscapes and portraits, but also for the macro shots. Macro is a good test to compare clarity, because you get really close up and you can then check the clarity of the images. We are now at the end of the analysis of the G7 Mark II, and my verdict obviously is great camera. Go for it. If you're a beginner, it's a great camera to start off, because you can manipulate and understand shutter speeds, apertures, ISOs and all of those settings. If you're a regular photographer, you could use it as an additional standby camera like I do. So I'm going to shoot my future videos for my YouTube channel using the G7 Mark II. Thanks for watching, and remember, Sudhakar Art and Photography for all your art and photography information reference point. Do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Like my video and add your comments. Thanks for watching.